A Million and One Story. My name is
What's up,
Leticia.
y'all? I'm Stacy.
I'm Sierra.
Today, our topic is going to be about our life purposes.
Hmm.
So, let's chat about it.
Amen.
What would you guys say is
Amen.
your life purposes? Are you guys currently, do you feel like you're walking in your life purpose?
Mm, am I? Am I not? I don't know. So I remember when I was younger, I went to private school my entire life. So in I think sixth grade or seventh grade, we read A Purpose Driven Life. And as a sixth grader, seventh grader, I'm not sure what age that is, like it was not applicable. Like I'm sixth grade, seventh grade, like I don't know what I want to do. So I was considering like rereading that book to kind of get some more guidance because I definitely feel like sometimes your purpose changes based off of what you have gone through in life. Like you may be inspired based off of one life event, and then you try to, fulfill that or pursue that, and then you're like, it's not for me, and then you get inspired again. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like finding your purpose is a journey. You know what I'm saying? I think we use the talents God gave us to find that purpose or whatever. But as for me, I think I'm still finding it. Like I know like what I want to do in life, but like as far as execution wise, I think that's what I'm struggling because I know what I want to do, what that looks like, but the
Right.
steps in between, that's a little bit of a question mark for me.
Question mark.
Hmm.
I don't know. For me, I feel like I know that I have a purpose that is definitely, you know, like I feel like I've tapped into my purpose, but I feel like I haven't fully been aligned to be in it complete.
Hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I
Yeah.
tap into it in so many different areas, but I don't feel like I have tapped in it fully enough to like say, oh my gosh, I'm literally really walking into my purpose, in my calling, in whatever it is. But in so many things, like from some different jobs that I've had, different careers that I had, I see it, like I see glimpses of it here
Hmm.
and there. But it's like as soon as I want to reach out and touch it, it's like, oops, psych, that
Right.
ain't it. I'm like, oh,
Right.
okay. you know,
Right.
Like
which
a
is
roller
okay.
coaster.
Right.
It
Which
is.
is
It
okay,
is.
but I'm kind of like that maybe that means that I feel like maybe that means that I have a lot of different other things that I have to go through to really get to where I feel like I am actually walking into it. I don't think just for me though, I'm not speaking for everyone. I don't think my purpose is just like it's boxed. I don't think it's one
Right.
thing. You know what I
Like
mean?
one dimensional. Yeah.
Right. And I truly feel like there's so many levels to it. But in order for me to fully say, yes, this is like, that's it, I just have to keep going with the process in order
Hmm.
for me to feel like I have actually touched it. But I am definitely seeing it here and there in so many different areas for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I feel like growing up, I didn't really feel like I had a life's purpose at all.
Hmm.
Like I just felt like, what's the point? Like I'm in pain, I'm upset, like I'm not getting what I want. Not to say that you're supposed to get everything you want as a kid or as a young adult, but just feeling that way or just feeling alone. But now I feel like I am walking towards, living in my life's purpose and, you know, finding the purpose of my life. It's just sometimes, y'all know, like sometimes I'd be like second guessing myself or like
Hmm.
feeling like, I don't want to say inadequate, but not able to maybe do what it is that I want to do. And I forget that sometimes, when you have high ambitions, you know, that's where all the hard work comes in. Like you can't just go and do it. You really got to practice. You really got to change the areas in your life where you feel that you need to, practice more and continue forward. Because if you continue to second guess yourself, well, then you won't walk in your life's purpose and you won't
Right.
move forward in your life. And every day is a new day, and it's a journey. And I say that to myself every day. I make sure to remind myself because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring you. Like, tomorrow could literally be completely different than what you're experiencing right now. And looking at life that way has helped me get through a lot of struggles that I've been in. And so because of that, you know, I think that's helping me find my life's purpose. You know, all of the challenges that I've been through, all of the struggle, all the pain, all the crying, all the sadness, and the joy. That's what makes the joy so much better, you know, because you realize, okay, well, I went through that so that I could understand this and do this. And now, you know, being able to give back to people, you know, I feel like that's something that I've always wanted to do since a child. And I feel like that's one of my life's purposes, is to give back to people and help them get through whatever struggle that they're going through right now. I feel like I'm very empathetic, you know, and
beautiful.
That's what I want to show the world, you know. I tell people all the time, sometimes I wish I could just take the joy, the happiness that's in me and just put it in other people, you know, and just make them happy and let them see what it looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
How does that, to you ladies, how does that tie into your school though? Like, do you feel like because we've all, like all of us have been, you know, in school and, you know, went to universities and did all these things, got these degrees, but do you feel like all those degrees and all the things that we learn in school has actually kind of like shaped or aligned or helped any one of us to walk into our life purpose?
I wouldn't say yes, 50-50, yes and no. Like when I went into undergrad, I wanted to be an immigration attorney. I was really focused on like being an advocate, like making sure people like have a voice and their voice is being heard. Like I know for a fact, like all of my like papers throughout the years in college centered around like finding a voice, being an advocate, you know, instilling that into others, you know, and like going out in the community, making a change. But I feel like as I took different courses throughout college, because we have our core courses and we have our gen ed, you get inspired. You want to do this, you want to do that.
Yes.
You want to do studies. Then you have that one history class. I want to be in history, and you have English. So I definitely feel
so
like,
many options.
Yes, there's so many options. There's so many classes, and you might get a really good professor that might be inspiring. Like, oh, I can do this.
And not all the sudden from one route to the next route.
Yes.
Like do everything.
Or you have like a really crappy professor, but you really love the class. Like it just depends.
Girl,
so like you know, we go to school, like it's just trying to, you know, navigate that channel of information and inspiration, and trying to like hone in, like, what am I supposed to do? Because I remember it went from being immigration law to wanting to do family law, and I took a family law class, and I was like, I passed this class with an A. I'm going to be an attorney. Like, I'm going to do this. And my teacher was like, oh, you got it. I got an A in the class. I was like, great. And then senior year, I'm just like, I don't want to be a lawyer. Like, that's not the platform that I believe is going to make the most change in my eyes. I'm like, shoot, I spent this whole time saying I want to be an attorney. And I don't. So then I had, you know, fresh out of college, I got a new job, you know, which you guys know. Yes. And so, you know, I had that job, and that job opened my eyes. And I was like,
loved you at that job too. Like, you were so great.
I just
at that job. And every time I saw her, like, she was on her, she was like, okay, no, I gotta work. She be working late. I'm like, you still at work? It's the weekend.
Always. And even at that job, I was like, I want to be a social worker. And then I was just like, no, that's not really what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you try to figure out, like, how do you want to, like, not exploit, but like show off this talent that you have, like the gift that you have, right? And so for me, it went from being immigration attorney to family attorney to social worker, and now I want to be a public policy analyst, right? I want to, you know, implement change on that level, you know, so all encompassing. But it took education, like going through college, going to, you know, pursue my master's, you know, working in life experience to kind of see what I want to do, what did that look like, you know, like in the field, you know, like on the front lines, and like how do the two correlate to my gifts and my talent. Because it's really easy to like want to do something, then you do it, and you're like, oh, I kind of suck at it, or it's not what I thought it was gonna be. Like,
Right.
now I feel discouraged. Like, what am
Right.
I doing? So yeah, I think the two kind of go hand in hand.
I agree 100%. I feel like it's a two-edged sword. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, and sometimes I feel like I love when people sometimes say, "Oh my gosh, when I was little, I've always dreamed to be a doctor." And then they grow
Mhm.
up, and then they're doctors, and then you know what I mean?
They don't even
Yeah,
want to
You
be
know
yeah.
what I
no.
mean? And it's kind of like, okay, like like I feel like yeah, you find that passion, but are you really truly happy? But then again, I've seen people who like they really didn't know what they wanted to do in the beginning, right?
Mhm.
They went to school, they find some different things, like you said, like there'll be some teachers or some professors who will be talking so well about certain things that they're studying, and they're like, you know what, I kind of like this, and I'm willing to learn that and then be that type of person or
Mhm.
become this, and then they end up being that, and then they love it. You know what I mean? But then again, I have
Mhm.
seen some people who went to school, learn all these different things, and then it's like or even something that their life purpose was all about, and then they hate it. You know what I
Right.
mean? They're like, oh my gosh, I hate this. I never really wanted to do this thing.
And
This
they
is
spent all their life's work,
right, and
their
money and
life.
time, and and sacrifice so many stuff, but like it never fulfills the actual like fulfillment of like completing something that I really wanted to do or become. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I feel like so that's why for me, I feel like it would be a little bit of a 50-50, but not all the way, only because my life purpose, I feel like is not, like I said, it's not boxed, it's not limited. And I honestly don't think that, only school can get me there. But I do believe that on top of school, I've learned so many things that can aid me in becoming better
Mhm.
in fulfilling that mission. I don't know if
Yeah.
that makes sense. I feel like I went all around the world just to
No,
say
No, girl.
that,
We
but
got it. We got you, girl.
but it's because in my head, I'm like, it's not for me. It's not just I just don't like. Have you guys ever been to a job and somebody say, well, your resume looks so nice. Why have you worked here and here and done this and done that and done this,
Mhm.
that, but it kind of don't really align. Or maybe you probably didn't even put it in your resume, right? But like when you look at your resume yourself before you fix it and you tailor it to whatever it is that you want, you see that, oh my gosh, I've done this. Oh my gosh, I've worked here and I've done that. But they don't all align with whatever. And then in deep inside of you, you're like, what is it, Lord? Like, what direction are you leading me to?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's how I feel because I feel like I have like this global thing, but then in that globe, there's so many narrow lines that are
Mhm.
directing me, but it's not like a straight line. I
yeah.
don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel for me. So, with that being said, that's why I said like education, my education, regardless if it was my undergrad to grad, has definitely helped a lot as far as things that maybe I wasn't open minded to, or things that I wasn't privy to, things that I didn't really know about, things I never even thought of, or maybe things that I've thought of, but like I saw it with different eyes, different angles, and things that maybe I was already like passionate about, but now I have a different love and passion about it because now I was able to tap into the field. So there's so much of that that's like, okay, that has helped. But then I feel like there's another side of it where I'm like, it's not just school that helped me find that purpose, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's for me. I feel like I went all around the world just to say this.
No,
Girl, you did, but we
I
got you,
get
girl.
you.
We got it.
I get you though, because like, as a kid, people ask you, okay, what you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up?
A princess.
And for me, like it always changed, right?
Mhm.
So like when I was a kid, I had a really cool teacher. Her name was Miss Nash. And I wanted to be a teacher, And
Mhm.
then I got a pet. I had a dog, and I loved everything about animals. I was able to go to the veterinarian, so then I wanted to be a veterinarian, right?
Mhm.
And then I realized, because, you know, I would talk to people about this, right? Adults, and they tell you, okay, well, that's a lot of school. You know, school is a lot of money. And that would kind of scare me a little bit too, because I'm like, I'm not trying to go in there broke. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go to school and I have to, you know. And so then I started to think to myself, okay, well, I just want to be successful. Like, I want to be able to have a nice office. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, but I don't want to have to work no 9 to 5. I don't want to have to be stressed the hell out. I just want to be happy and helping people. You know what I'm saying? And throughout the years, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I've been doing. Like, when I was in 6th grade, I got my first job passing out the Gazette, right?
Yes,
and even
the
I think
Gazette.
that, yes.
My
And you know, that's Montgomery County. It's not even there no more.
I
used to
know.
pass out the Gazette in my hometown.
Now you're telling
And,
how old we
you
are.
know,
I know,
well,
I know.
I know. They don't know. But no, like, that's helping people because they getting the information they need. You know, I'm making sure I'm on time. I'm doing my job.
You know, doing your thing.
Yeah. And then the next job I got, I was working at Rita's, you know, and I was, you know, giving out the Italian ice. And thank God they was giving us free ice cream every day. So, you know, I was taking me so home. But there, and the person who had that Rita's shop, she worked at my, she went to my church, and she knew me from church, you know, and brought me in. So when I think about what I want to be when I grow up, I'm still thinking about that. Like you said, because there's so many things that we could do. And unfortunately, because of, you know, maybe different the way we've been brought up, or different obstacles, you guys have had experiences that I may have not been able to experience. And I feel like it's all about what you experience also. So it's with the education too, but it's about the experience. Maybe different skill classes that you take. You know, like if you were able to have basketball, you know, join a basketball team or whatever, maybe you would have ended up being a basketball player if your parent let you take that basketball class. You know, like, or even when I was in high school, I did ROTC. Y'all probably didn't even know that. I did ROTC, y'all. I was ready to go into the military, man.
Wow.
Absolutely not.
Wow.
I was not playing. Like, I did ROTC. I was on the drill team. And it was a great experience. Like, eventually I got out of that, of course. Not to say it was bad or anything, but it just wasn't for me. And being able to experience that, being able for, you know, people to bring you into that little, you know, something that a lot of people aren't able to experience. Because not a lot of kids are able to work in 6th grade or in high school. You know, it takes a lot for someone to get a job, you know? And so being able to do that, it opened my eyes to the world. Like, girl, if you can do this, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, maybe one day I'll be an astronaut, you know?
Hey,
I'm
me
trying
too.
to go to the moon, you know? Shoot. So I feel like, yes, it's education, but it's also about your experience, the people you know. I mean, you have to really, like, use your resources and branch out, get to know people, you know, and that will take you far, you know. It really will. The people that you meet and network with, I'm telling you, I've had several people who looked out for me in situations where it's like, hey, like, they're hiring for this job, you know, you got the resume, or they, you know, may know my background and say, hey, come do this. Or people who maybe own the job. They own the job. I'm like, girl, come on, like, you know. So you definitely got to make sure that you have a great personality too. It's about you. It's about where you see yourself. Like, what do you see yourself doing? You know, it doesn't have to just be the job, but what do your surroundings look like? What do your house look like, girl? What do your car look like, girl? You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to think about all those things, you know? And for me too, like, a big thing for my life purpose, you know, for me making a decision is my kids.
Right.
I don't even know where I would have been if I didn't have them. If I would have been making good decisions. If I would have been on the right path. You know, and so also it's about what life brings you to that help you make those decisions, you know? So,
Right.
you know, it's
Right.
making good choices that suit you and benefit the people around you, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I agree with what you said, Stacey. I feel like now more than ever during this time, and now I'm a little bit more older, have a little bit more life experience. You know, I thank God for where I am in my life. I feel like when we're going through life, when we're going through situations, we're trying to nail that dream job. We're trying to, excel in school. You know, we're missing the big picture because we don't see the big picture, right? Because we're not God. We don't know what He has in store for us. So
Yes.
I feel like now that I'm on like the more tail end of everything, I'm coming into, what He has for me. I feel like I thank Him every day for where He placed
Amen.
me because I did not know, where, my previous job was going to, what opportunities I was going to open the door for me, being in school, who I would rub shoulders with, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where that would lead me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like, you never know. You have to continue to give God thanks for where He's placing you because, He has, a purpose for our life. We may not know that purpose, it may not be
Yeah.
revealed to us, but we're
Right.
living in it, we're fulfilling it, we're doing it, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, every single day.
Right.
Although we may not know, we feel like, man, this sucks. Like, yo, I hate this job. I hate this job.
they
Right,
get
but
on
He
my
has a bigger
nerves.
plan. He has a
Yes,
bigger.
yes, yes, yes. So I
I
feel like
agree.
now more than ever, especially under quarantine, especially, you have time to think, reflect,
More
retrospectively.
time.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? To kind of like think about like what it is I want to do, like what talents has He given me, like where am I headed, like what path am I on? You know what I'm saying? And it takes trust and faith, number one, of course, but like definitely trust and faith
It's about
because
trust.
Lord knows, woo, I've been through some
So I
things, and
agree.
I ain't know. I ain't know where I was gonna end up, yo. So,
No, I'm sure. And you know what? I love everything you guys said. I want to go back to what you said, Stacey. I really do believe that it is, you know, having the opportunity, just being put in a place of opportunity for any kid growing up is a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? Because one thing I feel like is like so many people, yes, a lot of people will say, well, blah blah blah. There's so many things that are being said. But if a child is placed in a place where they can have a choice to experience um playing basketball, football, soccer, cheerleading, ballet, ROTC, whatever, or even be put in a place where it's IT or, and then the money isn't always the thing that's stopping that family. Trust me, there will be, a lot of people who will be mind blown by the ability of that individual by the time they even get to think about college or get
Yep.
into a job field because like I have children as well, and sometimes when I see the creation that my kids bring to the table, I'm sitting there like, wow. And I'm not saying this to say that the kids now are better than the kids then or vice versa. Nope.
It's their
What I'm
experience.
saying is right, it's the exposure. So if you expose anyone to anything and see their reaction to it, it can bring either good or bad. You know what I mean? Because some people might be like, oh my gosh, I'm so into that and I love doing this. And then that ends up being something that they want to do regardless. Or some people might be like, nah, I'm not really into that. And then they end up doing something else. You know what I mean? So that's how I
yeah,
view it. And going back to what you said, Stacey, I agree 100%. It is all in God's plan. That's the main reason why I said I don't feel like I can box my purpose in life. I feel like it has to really be that I have to go through that motion, that valley, those those ups and downs, and be able to really see that light so I can fully put my
yeah,
hand into it and say, yes, Lord, thank you, because I have
amen.
actually fulfilled the purpose where I am actually at peace and at joy with what I'm doing. And I'm not looking back and say, ugh, not this again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
there's some people that stay in jobs for 30 some years and they're so
I
unhappy.
know.
And I'm like, how do you stay that unhappy? And
How
every
do you
day
do
it's
that?
a 10, right? Just like be happy. Or sometimes you call a company and the people are like if not near chewing your head off because they're
Mhm.
mad at whatever. But my thing is like, why you come in with so much anger? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you
But
don't
see,
even know. It's like you are so unsatisfied.
but that's the thing too, though, because I feel like for me growing up, all you hear is go to college, you get a job. You know, go to college, you get a job. And that's how what I used to think when I was younger. But as I got older, that's not how it really was. And some people, I feel like they get into jobs because of the money, you know, and it's not necessarily about the money. It's also about your happiness and, you know, your well-being. But to go back off of what you were saying, I wish that for education, they had more internships for kids in school. Like I'm talking from maybe fourth and fifth grade and up, or even lower, because I feel like kids these days, they're so different, and there's so much knowledge that's obtainable to them, you know, and they are experiencing life differently. And if we are able to train them from when they're young, letting them experience being in the work field, letting them be able to, you know, travel to different places and see different cultures and languages, that will prepare them for being an adult, you know, because they'll be used to it. They will be, you know, comfortable with meeting new people and being in different and diverse places.
I agree.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. We can go on about this, y'all, because you already know I have a million and one stories about life, about experiences, about different resources. So, guys, definitely comment down below if you want us to link different resources to STEM programs in the area, coding classes, IT classes, business classes, any type of courses that your kids might be into, you might be into. Just let us know. We definitely have resources because we have two moms and great auntie and sister over here as well. So, we definitely know things like that in the community. And also, if you guys need any tips or tricks about how to find your purpose, let us know. Comment down below, you guys. Any questions you have for us, any suggestions for the next topic as well, let us
Please.
know. We are here to
Let us
help. We
know.
love chit chatting with y'all. It's like another
Yeah, we
girl
love
talk, you know what I'm saying? So we love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and we will see you in our next one. Bye.